My beloved child, hear me tonight. Pause. Feel this room stilling around you, the weight of the day lowering like a curtain that I, with my own hand, am drawing closed. Though your eyes may not fully see it yet, the atmosphere has changed. This night is different. This night is yours. This is not a routine hour slipping into sleep. This is an appointed intersection where an unseen decision meets your beating heart. The halls of the unseen have already resounded with what concerns you, and now that ruling echoes into your room like a quiet river finding you, I am here, and I, your Jesus, speak with tenderness and with certainty. Lean in and listen. Release them tonight, not as punishment to yourself, not as permission for what happened, but as preparation for what must arrive in open hands. Release is your act of trust that says, I will not hold what is wounding me when you are asking to fill what is waiting for me. I am not asking you for theatrics. I am asking for an unclenching. Let your shoulders lower. Let your jaw soften. Let your breath return to its steady rhythm as if peace has already entered the room. Because it has. Feel your fingers, how they've learned to curl around memories like stones. Now, slowly, uncurl. Open your palms. Open them before you sleep. Tonight isn't just another night on the calendar. It is the marked time in the spirit. I have aligned threads you could not see, whispered to places you could not reach, and I am standing at the threshold with you, author and finisher, hand on the page. This moment is a turning of paper so gentle it could be missed, and yet so decisive it cannot be undone. I am not asking you to fix anything. I am asking you to surrender what you're not meant to carry into what you are meant to receive. Do not wait for perfect feelings to obey me. Peace precedes understanding in my kingdom. Let peace arrive first. My child, your next season will not be carried by clenched fists around yesterday. What is coming asks for space, for softness, for the holy emptiness of hands that have stopped gripping hurt. You have tried to hold me with one hand and hold your pain with the other. You have been brave, but you have also been tired. I say to you now, there will be no striving in what comes next. There will be receiving, and receiving requires open hands. So before you close your eyes, open your palms in the dark and whisper, yes. Yes to release. Yes to the page turning. Yes to the quiet river of peace that is already washing the edges of your mind. While you were bracing for another restless night, I was preparing rest. While you were rehearsing what wounded you, I was arranging what will heal you. This is the threshold. Step through it with your hands open. I am here. My child, I am not guessing at your pain. I witnessed it. I was there when the laughter turned sharp and cut you beneath the table where others could not see. I was there when the text that once felt like home became a corridor of silence. I heard the sigh you swallowed in the meeting when your voice was dismissed. I felt the tremor in your chest when you were misunderstood on purpose, when an old promise was folded into a weapon and pointed back at you. Betrayal, dismissal, abandonment, the slow ache of being misread. I name them because I saw them and I am not afraid of them. I saw you. I saw you replay conversations in the dim blue light, tracing every word like a map that never led you home. I saw you wake before the alarm and press your strength into shape, smoothing your face so no one would have to carry what you carried. I saw you cry in the shower so the water could hide what pride demanded you bury. I saw you at the red light with both hands on the wheel, willing yourself not to turn back to what was breaking you. I saw you delete and rewrite the message you never sent. I saw you stand in a room that used to feel safe and suddenly counted exits. I saw you shrink to keep peace that never included your peace. I saw you and I counted every tear you hid. Hear me. Your grief was not invisible to me and it was not excessive. It was the evidence of love, of loyalty, of a heart trained to stay. Your tears did not prove weakness. They proved endurance. Every tremble was a testimony that you were still alive under the weight, still tender when it would have been easier to go numb. I counted every tear like a careful scribe, not one wasted, not one forgotten. I counted every inhale and exhale when you thought you were breathing alone. I gathered your nights and your mornings into my hands, and I did not look away. You asked me in the privacy of your chest, did I matter? Did you notice? My beloved child, you mattered before the wound. You matter within it, and you will matter beyond it. I noticed before it began. I noticed while it bruised you, and I notice now as you steady yourself on the edge of this new page. You were never overlooked. You were never too much. You were never dramatic to me. What you felt was real, and I validate it with my presence. But hear me again. Being seen is not a sentence to stay bound. My witness is not a museum to preserve your pain. It is the doorway through which healing walks. Because I have seen fully, I can heal fully. Because I bear true record, you do not have to keep court in your chest. You do not have to rehearse to be believed. I, your Jesus, already believe you. I saw it all, and I stand as both witness and healer. So let the defense you've built inside you lower now. You do not have to convince me. You do not have to prove the timeline. You do not have to keep gripping the memory to keep the truth from disappearing. The truth is held. The record is intact. And what I have witnessed, I am now ready to heal. Let that certainty begin to unclench you. Let it loosen the knot behind your ribs. You are fully seen, and therefore you are safe to release. Tonight, being known becomes the threshold into being free. My child, now that your tears are honored and your story is held, let me place my hand gently over the place that has been gripping. What you have called bitterness has not been your identity. It has been your effort. Not you are bad, but you are burdened. You picked up what felt necessary to survive. You tightened around a memory to stop it from spilling. You wrapped your fingers around an offense as if your hold could force it to make sense. But that grip has been costing you peace. Hear me with tenderness and truth. You made a silent transaction. You thought, if I hold this, I will keep justice near. If I hold this, I will not be fooled again. If I hold this, I will finally feel closure. But the economy of offense is bankrupt. It never pays in justice. It pays in exhaustion. It drains your breath but never fills your lungs. It steals focus from the moments I am giving you now, while promising a control that it cannot deliver. You've been paying interest with your sleep, with your attention, with your tenderness. This is not discernment. It is detention. Not protection, but poison. Not strength, but strain. Not loyalty to truth, but a leash to pain. Not wisdom, but weariness disguised as vigilance. The grip does not keep you safer. It only keeps you smaller. It does not build a wall around your heart. It builds a cell, and you, my beloved, have been both guard and prisoner. And I, your Jesus, have come to relieve you of a post that was never your assignment. You've noticed the symptoms, haven't you? Restless sleep that never quite slips into rest. Intrusive memories that elbow their way into ordinary moments. Sudden irritations that feel bigger than the trigger because they are pulling on a rope knotted to something older. A spiritual numbness like the lights are on but warmth is absent. A sense of delay that gnaws at you as if time itself is being taxed. All of these are fees your heart has been paying to keep the case open in your own courtroom. You wake to check the docket, you sleep with the evidence, and your peace keeps footing the bill. I am not shaming you for surviving. I am diagnosing the cost so I can restore what's been leaking out of you. The person you need to release is not being freed from consequence. Your own heart is being freed from captivity. Release is not you saying, "It was fine." It is you saying, I return the gavel. I, your Jesus, am judge and healer. I witnessed, I remember, I will not misplace the file. Put it back into my hands and watch your shoulders descend under the weight that lifts. So breathe with me now. Unclench with me. Let your jaw soften. Let your hands, those brave hands, uncurl. Feel the pins and needles of life returning as circulation of peace comes back to your palms. You are not losing vigilance. You are losing venom. You are not lowering your guard. You are lowering a burden. The shift is not tomorrow. The shift is now. Tonight, I am inviting a gentle but firm pivot, from gripping to giving, from replay to release, from strain to stillness. What you thought secured you has only secured your anxiety. Let me secure you. Return the case. Return the weight. Return the right to punish. I will hold it. And as you do, I will return to you what your grip could never protect, your peace. Now hear me, beloved. Release is not a soft excuse. It is a holy transfer. Release in my kingdom is you laying down the self-appointed right to replay the scene, to punish in your thoughts, to control the narrative in every room you enter, to demand repayment from your own nervous system as if anxiety could collect a debt. It is you handing me the ledger you have been clutching at 2 a.m. Release is you stepping out of the courtroom you built in your chest, excusing yourself from judge, jury, prison guard, and court reporter, and placing the file on my bench. When you release, you resign from roles that do not fit your soul. When you release, you stop charging your body interest for a justice it cannot issue. Understand the line clearly. Release is not minimizing what happened. It is not pretending you were not cut. It is not erasing the record I already hold. It is not re-entering unsafe access. It is not shaking hands with what still wounds. Forgiveness is not amnesia, and boundaries are not betrayal. You can forgive fully and still decline a key. You can bless and still block access to the places that were not stewarded well. Release closes the prison inside you. Wisdom secures the gate outside you. I am not asking you to call darkness light. I am asking you to stop letting darkness dictate your light. And hear this with the weight it carries. I am a just God. My justice is not threatened by your forgiveness. It is purified by it. Your mercy does not erase consequence. It removes your fingerprints from the case. It clears the fog of vengeance, so my judgments land cleanly. I hold scales that do not tip with rumor, and I measure without haste or heat. I do not misplace the file you return. I do not forget what you entrust to me. When you release, you do not let them get away with it. You let me deal with it without your heart having to house it. Now about your hands. You cannot hold both revenge and rest. You cannot grip a throat and receive a gift. One hand must open to send, and the other must open to receive. So in this very moment, feel your right hand loosening, opening, letting the name, the face, the scene, lift and move into my jurisdiction. And feel your left hand open to receive what striving never delivered. Peace that waits your palm like something handmade for you. Revenge burns. Rest binds you up again. Choose rest. Do this with me now. Whisper their name, not to summon the pain, but to acknowledge the person you are no longer carrying as a sentence. Say it softly, and then say, Jesus, I release them to you. Say it again if you need to, slower, clearer, like handing over a heavy object until you feel the weight leave your chest and settle upon my shoulders. Exhale when you say it. Let your breath testify to the transfer. If your hands tremble, know that heaven is steady. If tears come, let them be the ink that signs the release. I, your Jesus, receive what you return. I adjudicate without error. I protect without pause. And in the vacuum where replay once circled, I am placing peace. Feel how the room feels wider around you. how your ribs are not bracing, how your mind is not scanning. That is not pretend. That is the jurisdiction changing. This is the core revelation I seal in you. Release is not permission for what happened. It is placing judgment back in my hands so your heart can sleep in mine. My child, listen closely. I am not asking you to release because you are late. I am asking you to release because you are close. This is not a scolding after a missed moment. This is a preparation before an appointed one. The sense of being stuck that pressed on your chest like a paused breath was not punishment, it was preservation. What you called delay, I called design. While you were certain time was slipping through your fingers, I was placing my hand over the fracture that would have made tomorrow bleed. I would not let you carry the next thing with yesterday, tearing at the seams. I love you too much to let your promise come home to a hemorrhaging heart. Hear me stack this truth until it settles. Every closed door, every slow answer, every rerouted plan, every redirection, every shut mouth, every quiet room, every postponed meeting, every lost number, every unseen yes, I held them as preservation. I was not withholding affirmation. I was protecting alignment. I did not ignore your hunger. I guarded your appetite from eating what would have soured your palate for the blessing. I did not deny you movement. I anchored you while I healed the break beneath the skin where no one else could see. The silence you resented was a splint. The stillness you fought was a shield. The no you questioned was a bandage that kept infection from reaching your next season. You think delay means disfavor, but I, your Jesus, say it means design. I was tempering you like steel in hidden heat, gentleness forged where rage had reason, discernment refined where impulse wanted revenge, restraint strengthened where your tongue could have scorched fields, humility deepened where entitlement tried to creep in. I watched you choose quiet over clapback, prayer over performance, integrity over image. I saw the moments you could have exposed what hurt you, and instead you returned it to my hands. That hiddenness was not inactivity, it was certification. You were not frozen, you were formed. The wilderness did not waste you. It witnessed you becoming someone who can carry influence and not crack, someone who can hold authority and not harm, someone who can be trusted with access and not make it about applause. You have asked me, why didn't you let it happen then? Because then would have bled on it. Then would have mixed sweetness with venom and called it breakthrough. Then would have taught your nervous system to hustle, to hold what only rest can receive. I refuse to let you baptize your future in the residue of an old wound. I waited, not to tease you, but to seal you. I was finishing an interior surgery you could not schedule, a closing of sutures you could not reach. I was aligning people you have not met yet, rooms you have not entered yet, opportunities that would have collapsed under the weight of an unhealed heart. Delay was the hallway where I dressed you for the table you are about to sit at. So understand this night. Tonight's release is a hinge. One movement of surrender turns a whole page. A simple yes, a hand opening, a whisper that returns judgment to me, and an entire chapter shifts on that pivot. Not because you forced the page, but because you agreed with my timing. Not because you earned it with exhaustion, but because you yielded in intimacy. When the hinge moves, the door does not argue, it swings. When the page turns, the story does not stutter, it flows. And I, the author who knows the end from the beginning, am turning this page with you now. Rest in this certainty. You have not missed your moment. The moment has been preserved for a version of you who is no longer bleeding. Breathe and feel how the word close fits in your mouth better than late. Feel how peace eases in where pressure once lived. This is what my design feels like, quiet but decisive, gentle but unstoppable. Release again, even now, and hear the hinge give way. The page is turning under my hand. My beloved, feel my hand still upon the paper. Tonight I am turning the page. I, the author who knows the end from the beginning, am moving the story forward, and the story cannot advance if you keep your finger pressed between the chapters, rereading the betrayal as if it were the ending. I am not asking you to forget the last page. I am asking you not to live inside it. Do not drag old names like anchors into a chapter written for your ascent. Do not pack their voices into the luggage of your future. I, your Jesus, am writing lines that require oxygen, and suspicion will suffocate what I am sending. Listen to me. This new season is not a vague comfort. It is specificity. It is new relationships that do not require you to shrink to be safe. It is new assignments that fit your shoulders without strain. It is new peace, not as a break between storms, but as a climate. It is new clarity that steadies your inner compass, so you do not spend days decoding what should be simple. These arrivals need room. They need the square footage in your soul reclaimed from rehearsals and receipts. If you keep a ledger open, you keep a door closed. I know the pull to carry evidence forward, to keep screenshots in your spirit, to memorize exits before you enter a room. But hear the wisdom beneath my tenderness. Suspicion masquerades as wisdom when fear is at the door. It looks like vigilance, but spends like anxiety. It claims to protect you while quietly taxing every interaction, siphoning the warmth from new beginnings. That is not my wisdom. My wisdom discerns without devouring joy. My wisdom sets boundaries without building bunkers. My wisdom lets you see patterns and still receive people. Lay down the counterfeit. Take up the real. So mark this pivot with me. Not revisiting, but rebuilding. Not proving, but prospering. Not explaining, but exhaling. You do not owe the past an argument for why you are moving on. You do not owe the crowd a closing statement. The gavel has fallen in your heart. The case is transferred. Now breathe. Exhale the names that knotted your chest. Inhale the name I have always called you, beloved, entrusted, ready. And hear this with the authority of my voice. You are not being launched because you performed. You are being entrusted because you stayed close. You did not claw your way here. You clung to me here. You didn't curate a spotlight. You guarded your purity in the shadows. That nearness has qualified you for what nearness alone can carry. I am not sending you out to prove you deserved it. I am placing you where proof is irrelevant because purpose is evident. Open your hands again. Release the habit of introducing old characters into new rooms. Do not watermark your future with the faces that failed you. If an old name knocks, you can bless and still keep the door latched. If an old scene tries to autoplay, you can pause it and press play on the piece I am installing. The page is turning under my hand even now. Step with me into sentences that sing of restoration. Step light, step unburdened, step without the anchors. This chapter opens clean because I, your Jesus, have written it so. My child, since your hands are opening, let me show you what those open hands authorize. Heaven is not scrambling. Deliverance is not improvised. The halls of my presence have not been debating your case in confusion. They rendered a decision, and now an operation unfolds with precision. I, your Jesus, have briefed messengers by name, your name written in heavenly ink, and assigned them to the precise corridors where your story has snagged. This is reassurance, not spectacle, not fireworks, but orchestration, not noise, but holy completion. I have stationed angels at thresholds you do not see, at doors in rooms you have not entered yet, at intersections where conversations could twist, at corners of your memory where replay has tried to build a nest. Some carry keys to lock doors that wore a friendly face, but housed a snare. Some carry keys to open gates that loyalty could not budge. Some hold maps to hidden resources with your initials marked on the routes. Some bear scrolls that, when unsealed, will unfold meetings, reconciliations, protections, and encounters you could not schedule if you tried. And some have one simple charge tonight: to stand guard over your mind while you sleep, to press back the buzzing swarm, to keep nightmares from drafting your day before light arrives. Hear me. When you release, you step out of the aisle so heaven can pass with what your replaying mind could never resolve. The cleaner the release, the swifter the execution. The less you reach to manage, the more room there is for me to complete without your spirit being contaminated by a residue of control. I am not freezing you out of justice. I am freeing you from interference. You will not be interrupted. You will not be sabotaged. You will not be delayed by bitterness. These are rulings, not wishes. While you were calculating how to word an unsent message, I was briefing an angel to still a rumor at its source. While you were tracing the old path to closure, I was restriping a new lane where closure is irrelevant because the future is clean. While you were rehearsing the perfect confrontation, I was sending a messenger to escort truth into the very space that had been warped. My angels are not coming to consider. They are coming to complete. Your part is simple and it is sacred. Do not chase closure that I am removing from your job description. Do not stalk the halls of old rooms. Do not reopen files you just returned. Rest, receive. Obey the small instruction when it lands. Send the blessing if I nudge. Decline the access if I whisper. Say nothing when silence will keep the field clear. Speak when peace threads words into your mouth. Go to sleep as if you are protected, because you are. Let the encampment of peace take its post around your bed. Let your breath stop auditioning for control and start agreeing with completion. Feel your shoulders drop now. Feel the pressure unhook from the back of your eyes. The hand that held the gavel is empty, and because it is empty, it can receive. I, your Jesus, am running the operation you could not coordinate without wounding yourself. Angels are in motion with keys, with maps, with scrolls, with wings spread between you and interruption. Agree with them by remaining at rest. This is how you walk into a future that arrives finished. You release, and the unseen executes what love decided long before tonight. My child, lean closer. I am going to walk you step by step. Your heart does not have to leap a canyon tonight. It can cross on stones I have set in the river. Truth, then release, then peace, then forward. Simple, holy, doable. I, your Jesus, will take each step with you. First, truth. Acknowledge the wound without decorating it or diminishing it. Say to me in a whisper what happened and how it marked you. Put your hand over your chest. Unclench your jaw. Let your shoulders fall from your ears. Breathe in through your nose slowly. Let it out longer than it came in. Tell the truth. Not to reopen the case, but to hold the wound still so I can touch it. You are not dramatic. You are not weak. You are honest in a room that is safe. The moment you speak truth with me, the fog of confusion thins and oxygen returns to the soul. Second, release. Name the person and return them to me, not once for performance, but as many times as your grip requires for freedom. Say, Jesus, I release them into your hands. Exhale as you say it. If fear rises and asks, if I release them, will it happen again? Hear me answer. Release removes chains, not discernment. Release unties you from their orbit. It does not blindfold you. Wisdom will remain. Boundaries will stand. You can forgive fully and still keep the gate latched. You are not reopening unsafe access. You are closing the prison inside your chest. My angels are stationed. Your vigilance can rest. Third, receive peace. Do not try to think your way into it. Let it enter your body. Place your tongue on the roof of your mouth and feel the hinge of your jaw soften. Roll your shoulders gently. Feel warmth slip between your shoulder blades. Let your belly relax. Let your breath settle low. Peace is not a personality trait. Peace is your inheritance. I place it in you like oil in a lamp, like weight in an empty hand. Where the replay spun, now there is a quieting river. Where pressure gripped, now there is a groundedness that does not lean on proof to be real. I, your Jesus, give it to you, not because you earned it, but because you are mine. Fourth, forward. Do not sprint, step. Agree with a small obedience. Rest when I say rest. Speak when peace threads the words. Say no without apology when I show you a boundary. Say yes when I open a clean door. See yourself as I have named you, not a victim trying to cope, but a steward preparing a clean vessel for holy increase. You are being entrusted, not tested. You are advancing, not proving. Your next season will not require striving. It will require receiving and wise keeping. If your hands tremble, I am steady. If your mind tries to circle back, repeat the steps. Truth, release, peace, forward. Each repetition is not failure, it is reinforcement. Tonight is the hinge, and I have turned it. I declare over you now, your unclenching is complete enough for rest. Your peace is real enough for sleep, and your future is near enough to greet you at dawn. Breathe, beloved. Open hands, open heart, open path. Amen. My child, hear me with clarity and calm. You can close access without closing your heart. Forgiveness is a posture of your spirit toward me. Access is a stewardship of your gates toward people. Release frees your heart from holding a sentence. Boundaries protect your future from repeating a cycle. These are not in conflict. You can bless and still step back. You can pray good over someone and still keep the door latched. You are not unloving when you refuse to re-enter a pattern I have delivered you from. You are aligning with me. Clean boundaries are not barbed wire. They are peaceful lines. Not reactive, not punishing, not performative. Just quiet, decisive limits that honor what I am building in you. Clean boundaries do not announce themselves loudly. They simply stand. They do not shame. They do not make speeches. They do not demand a chorus of approval from the crowd. They are a simple no where a no is wise, a measured yes where a yes is safe, a non-response when engaging would feed a fire I am extinguishing. This is not about proving you are strong. It is about protecting what is sacred. It is the architecture of wisdom around the place I have just healed. Resist the trap of needing to be understood before you feel permitted to walk away. You do not need their confession to obtain your freedom. The courtroom in your chest is closed. Their agreement with your memory is not the gate through which your peace must pass. An apology may be beautiful if it comes, but it is not your oxygen. Do not tether your breathing to their revelation. If I do not send you back for a conversation, do not go hunting for one. That hunt reopens files I have sealed. Sometimes silence is not avoidance, it is obedience. I will name this plainly so you stop doubting yourself in circles. Walking away can be holy. Sometimes I remove you not because you failed, but because the environment is no longer aligned with the future I am entrusting to you. I lead you out of rooms where your calling cannot stretch, out of tables where your integrity is taxed to buy a seat, out of circles where loyalty is used as leverage against your joy. I am not punishing you with distance. I am preserving you with distance. Dust does not belong in your lungs when I am about to teach you to run again. Boundaries without bitterness look like blessing from a safe distance, clarity without cruelty, truth without theatrics. They look like scheduling rest and guarding it without apology. They look like not answering every message, not clarifying every rumor, not attending every argument you are invited to. They sound like, "I wish you well," and also, "No, I won't be meeting there," and also, "I'm unavailable," with no footnotes of shame. They feel like peace returning 5 minutes after you draw the line. Discomfort may flicker, old reflexes wanting to explain, but peace will settle, and peace, not pressure, is your confirmation. Let me give you pictures: a garden with a gate. The gate swings, but it is not broken. Angels patrol the perimeter. You tend the interior. You do not apologize for the fence. You rejoice in the fruit it protects. Time is a boundary. Guard your mornings. Speech is a boundary. Let peace thread your words or keep them quiet. Access is a boundary. Entrust different keys to different people, and some to none at all. Your body is a boundary. Honor sleep, honor hunger, honor the tremor that tells you, "Not this." I, your Jesus, am not asking you to be suspicious. I am teaching you to be selective. Place your hand on your chest and feel what happens when you say no where I ask you to. The flutter calms. The breath deepens. That is alignment. You are not closing your heart. You are closing a loop that drained it. You are not punishing anyone. You are protecting promise. Release has freed your heart from yesterday. Boundaries will guard your tomorrow. Walk forward with both. Mercy in your tone, wisdom at your gate. And as you do, there will be no striving in what comes next. Only receiving what fits and keeping it with clean hands and a watched door. My child, now that your hands are free, feel what I am placing in them. This next season is not purchased by overfunctioning. It is received by staying close. Not because you hustled the right sequence, but because you let me hold your pulse. I, your Jesus, am not rewarding exhaustion. I am responding to intimacy and readiness. You did not have to pry the door. You had to keep your ear on my chest. The economy of my kingdom is not wages. It is inheritance. It is not manipulation. It is alignment. And tonight, the alignment is here. Present tense, not promise only. Here the contrasts settle like anchors in calm water. Not pressure, but peace. Not pushing, but being positioned. Not chasing, but being led. Not managing outcomes, but stewarding presence. I am lifting the yoke of performance from your shoulders and clothing you with ease that does not dull your excellence. It purifies it. The shift is no longer future tense. It has started right now. Understand what your release has accomplished inside you. Unforgiveness was a tenant that took up the largest room and paid no rent. It hoarded the square footage meant for creativity, tenderness, focus, and holy confidence. It filled your mornings with noise and your nights with arguments you never needed to win. But now there is space. Space for ideas that arrive like birds to an unstartled branch. Space for laughter that does not check the hallway for permission. Space for deep work, for undistracted love, for a settled yes to who you are becoming. Where the replay kept your hands busy building walls, peace will now set your hands to building tables. What comes next is not just a gift to display. It is a stewardship to carry. I am not seating you in visibility to prove a point. I am entrusting you with influence that moves gently because you were refined in the unseen. You will carry authority like water, shaping stone without shouting. You will handle access without gripping, opportunity without panic, honor without hunger for more. You were certified in quiet rooms for work that cannot be done by noisy souls. I trust you with what's next. Set your expectation accordingly. Doors will open with quiet authority. No grand commotion, just the sound of a key turning that you did not forge. Relationships will align without you forcing them. Peace will select your people. Invitations will find you while your phone rests. A yes will land that you did not pitch for. Conversations will clarify without you scripting both sides. You will walk into rooms you never begged to enter and feel, not intimidation, but recognition, prepared, preserved, at ease. Hold this posture with me. Open hands, unhurried breath, listening heart. There will be no striving in this season, only receiving and wise keeping. When I nudge, move. When I quiet you, rest. When I open, step. When I close, bless and release. Do not apologize for ease. It is not laziness, it is evidence of lordship. Wear gratitude like fragrance and let your yes be light. I, your Jesus, commission you now. Receive what striving could never produce. Steward it with clean hands, and let peace be the engine of your days. This was always yours, preserved for this marked time. Step in. My child, come close now and breathe with me. Place your hand over your chest. Feel the rise and fall that I authored and whisper, Jesus, I am ready. Again, slowly, Jesus, I am ready. Let your shoulders fall. Let your jaw loosen. I am here and this room belongs to peace. Now, with me, speak their name. Do not rush it. Say the name you've been avoiding, the one that tightens your ribs. Say it and feel my nearness as you do. Then give them back to me. Say, Jesus, I release them into your hands. Breathe out as you say it. Again, I release them. Now release the moment, the hallway, the phone call, the silence after the text, the holiday, the meeting, the look across the room. Say, I release that moment. Release the words they said and the words they never said. I release the words spoken over me. I release the apology that never came. Release, too, the version of you that tried to earn love, perform safety, and manage perception. I return that version to you, Jesus. I receive the me that you name, beloved, entrusted, free. Let your breath slow. Now replace, because I fill what you surrender. Whisper with me, I receive rest. Let it settle like warm weight across your shoulders. I receive cleansing. Picture the residue lifting, the stain dissolved. I receive a guarded mind. See doors gently closing to intruders, watchmen posted at the thresholds of thought. I receive a healed memory. Feel the sting lose its teeth, the scene losing its script. I receive peace like a river in my body. Let it flow low and steady. Look around this room with the eyes of your spirit. My angels are already in position. One at the door, one at the window, one by your bed. Wings forming a quiet perimeter, eyes bright with assignment. They hold the night like a gentle lock. Nightmares are broken. The buzzing replay is silenced by holy peace. I command over you. No torment, no revisiting trial, no midnight trials pleading for your attention. The room is hushed by my authority. The encampment of heaven surrounds you, because what I placed in you tonight is too holy to be interrupted. Now lay your head down as one who is kept. Say after me, slowly as a seal, I am released, I am clean, I am guarded, I am loved, I am free. I, your Jesus, place my hand upon your heart and set this prayer like a seal that does not smudge. I return judgment to my throne and return peace to your chest. You do not need to manage the aftermath. I have assigned it. You need only rest. Sleep now under angels' watch and my smile. Sleep in peace, rise in freedom, step into the next season with open hands. Amen.